Hey fellow colony builders, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Nex Revolution, Episode 14, Second Planet Analysis. Now one thing I do want to look out for is if any of these are like analyze research stations, because they would be very spicy to go to. Alright, that's good money. Some of that is going to have to be repaid in withdrawn resources, so it's not all profit. So it looks like colonizing another is what we'll go and do. So here are the current known colony candidates that are uninhabited. Maybe unclaimed would even be better. Uninhabited means it doesn't have any colonies on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're unclaimed, because I'm looking for unclaimed only. So Parnassos would be in Anyang. That was one that we had pulled on. It has adequate farmland and rich ore deposits and abundant organics, so it'd be good for farming and mining. It's also in a system that we had identified as potentially good because there's another planet next to it that could be decent for farming and mining. So two somewhat agrarian potential colony next to one another. And its location in the scheme of things at Anyang. God, where? Let me do it this way. No, show it on the... I did that wrong. Let's do it that way. It's down here. So it's not super close to core. It's not super close to Albar, but it has two farming, mining worlds there. Another one would be Thanatos' Manticore. Moderate ore, plentiful organics, extensive ruins, it's a water world, it has low hazard. So I'm mostly looking at low hazard worlds because low hazard worlds will have the lowest upkeep and grow the fastest. And I need low upkeep and grow fast in order to grow an economy. It also has some extreme heat worlds within the same system. Which could be good for a military sometime down the line. Like this no atmosphere extreme heat world would be a good place for a cryo-arithmetic engine for fleets, for instance. So that's Thanatos, and where is Thanatos? Thanatos is not... It's very far away from core. It is also maybe worth mentioning, both of these, both Anyang and Thanatos are within Ball. It's within a shunt's range. So if I did manage to clear out that shunt at some point, they would benefit from the boosted industries. And same with Albar. You know, the planet we chose is within pairs. So just a little reminder, pair has a shunt, a tap. So every system around here is covered by pair. And then Ball has one. Every system around here is covered by balls. Alright, some other potential candidates here. There's Komarov and Hera. So Hera was another one that we were considering. It unfortunately has transplutonic ore, so it means it can't have boosted farmland. And it is not as fertile as the other potential candidates. But it is a quad world, and one of the worlds has a trace volatiles, and, you know, I don't know. So that's another one. And it is, let me lay in course. It is pretty close to Thanatos. So you've got Thanatos' system and Hera's system adjacent to one another, more or less. Alright, other candidates... Let's take a look at Utopia. So Utopia would just be a terrain-eccentric world. It has rich farmland and organics. Poor light, though. and that is kind of west of core, pretty far away from core. There is Elgava's Tundra World. And that is maybe the closest so far to Albari. But again, pretty far away from core. Yeah, not a ton of really good choices. I lucked out in some ways, but not in others. I'm just scanning the rest of this list here. Yeah. That might be the reasonable choices, I suppose. I could also sort by... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I could sort by class. Because class 5s tend to be the best. So here are the class 5s. Macultus is way to the northeast. I got nothing near it. But that's a decent world. It just has higher hazard rating. So in terms of the 5s, I already have Vortex colonized, Manticore Dasi we already looked at. Hawker at... I haven't looked at Hawker. Where is that? Oh, so it is very close to Albari and very close to core. And it is a system that has a lot of worlds. So that might be a good candidate. I haven't surveyed all these worlds, but we have an extreme heat, no atmosphere, which would be really good for military. Hazard rating's a little high. There's some trace vols here. There might be better volatils. So this is... This unfortunately has a world with transbotonics, so it won't have boosted farmland, but it does have a lot of resources to mine, even if the hazard rating is a little high. This world has ruins, so we could do tech mining there. But I haven't fully surveyed it, so I'd probably want to fully survey it, just to confirm its resource. But that's a decent candidate, given its proximity to Vortex. Because another thing to consider is it's relatively easy enough, given Wormhole Foxtrot technology, which I could always fetch, to move between 2 planet systems, solar systems, but 3, unless they're grouped together, becomes a little cumbersome. So grouping your planets in a cluster, like they do in the core, is honestly fairly ideal for staying alive and countering raids and all that. Alright, so I feel like that's another enough information for you all. So how to look, or how to colonize planets. Pick one already known, or survey near core or Albari. So Albari's here, and most of the planets around Albari I've surveyed, but there's a few planets over here, or a few solar systems I should say, over there and up here, which I haven't surveyed, which are relatively geographically close to Albari, but are just not known, because I hadn't gone out to them. And it looks like we are going to be doing a little bit more surveying, so I'm going to change my fleet around to suit that need. Of course, there's still time left to vote. Delivering transphotonics to Vortex. Why would I need transphotonics? I mean, whatever. Trade is trade, but I'm a little confused by that. Do we have oh yeah, we do have transphotonic need. I take it back. Needed by way station. Okay. Oh, is Tritac coming back? No. At least not that I know of. So, a survey fleet, huh? I'm going to install surveying equipment in the fuel ship. The bigger the ship, the more effective it is. So it will decrease the survey cost a bit. And I'll do the same in the Colossi. I might ditch, actually. I'm going to not do it for Dracofallen Colossus. I'm going to ditch one of the Colossus. But I will do it for the one without demods. So, 2 ships with survey equipment will reduce the amount of crew and supplies and all that we need. I'm also probably gonna go. No, I'll keep the combat ships I currently have. I'm not gonna change those around. What is the supply requirement here? 12 versus 8. So it's cheaper to run the Colossus. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I'll add, I don't want to be in a situation where I don't have enough crew to do the surveying that we want to do. So I'm going to add more crew, and I'm going to take a lot of supplies as well. Okay, let's continue surveying. John VT, thank you for the sub. Welcome, welcome. I'm also going to grab some fuel, too. What is our fuel usage? It's not that bad. I mean, it's higher because of the Prometheus and the Colossus, of course, but it's not unreasonable for doing some short-range survey type stuff. Alright, closest worlds to the Colossus would be in Kigamang. So we'll head over to Kigamang. Oops. It's nice living next to a blue supergiant. Be able to slip surge around a little bit. It doesn't look like there's too many planets here. Oh, no, I was wrong. There is Magoi in Arid World. It looks pretty nice. So, survey here is a reduction of 60 supplies down to 10 for the survey equipment that we have. Kind of nice. Survey on the cheap. So, this is a world that could be added to the list. It's close. It has some good mining and okay farming, or barely okay farming, but farming opportunities. 3 stable points in the system, so that's not bad either. I wouldn't have to make new points. And the other one, the other world, has okay regular ore. Nothing special. Okay, that system I don't need to check out. This system is known, New Labrador. So this is the New Labrador arid world there. Oh, no, diffuse. Never mind. I thought that was a different symbol. So, let's keep going. There's 2 more in Kigamang to check out. No, this system definitely not going to have any colonies. There's nothing here. At least these surveys are easy. 2 stars with no planets. Alright, keeping in mind Albar is here, we'll do Beta Merope. I'm just looking at the systems already known to see if I overlooked any potential colonies. But no, most of these systems that we'd already surveyed are pretty terrible. Three planets. Nothing that looks low hazard, too barren and a rocky ice. I just wanted to get visual confirmation if... I'll survey it anyway. Because of our survey equipment, surveying is really cheap. Yeah. Sometimes, like, you'll still find worlds that have ruins. So I just wanted to get eyes on one such world to see if it had ruins. Hey, Azura Storm. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the cheer. I'm glad you're excited. I'll be done with this soon. So Albari's here. It is 18 light years away. That's kind of getting far. So I'm not going to go further into the fray. So I'll do Alpha Swan and then the Southern Grimsharos, and then we'll have all the information that we need to make a choice. What's monthly? Oh, stocks mostly withdrawn. The officer payroll is pretty high as well, because we have, like, maximum officers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why everything's really expensive, because I didn't want to part with good officers. But from an economic standpoint, it would make sense to do it. Except for the level 7s, because level 7s are kind of unique. Okay. This system is terrible. And we are 12 light years from our initial world. How am I flying backwards in a slipstream? I have reverse polarity, which is an ability you get once you reach 400 topography data. Vortex, you are 82% of the way grown. Tech mining says... still difficult areas remain filled with promise. This is a Remnant run world with no planets. Why would the Remnant even be here? I bet there's a bunch of probes or something there. Some reason for them to be there. No, this has a lot of gravity wells. Hopefully it has planets. A barren desert, I'll check out. Thin atmosphere, trace volatiles. Okay. That's a nope. And then there's one more binary system. At least that was quick. I tried to make it as painless as possible. Oh, and this binary system is super hostile, so this won't be a colony target. I just want to see what's in here. Maybe we'll drop in on the blue giants. Has a lot of planets. I'm sure it's Remnant Run. I mean, what else would be a red hazard this far out? Okay. Well, the now it is known, at least. So you guys are going to have a choice of where to colonize. So what preferences should we consider the most for a next colony? Hazard rating? Proximity to current world? Growth potential, which is systems with multiple planets. That could also be good, or proximity to core. So those are, I think, the major factors when considering colonies. Hazard rating is the cheapest. Proximity to the current world will be the easiest to defend. Growth potential would be a world that we would likely keep and invest into the star system. And then proximity to the core is trade potential. There's obviously other factors, but for the sanity of this poll, I wanted to pare it down. Like, is it within a shunt, or does it have cryo sleepers, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. Does it have a gate? How many stable points? I mean, there's so many factors to consider, but we'll keep it a little oversimplified. So, looks like growth potential is a very high consideration to make. Got it. So I'm going to brainstorm a minute. So one of the things that we could do for growth potential is to pick a world that has a lot of other planets attached to it. Because if it has a lot of other planets, even if those planets aren't amazing, it would be a good system. Now, the one that I liked the most got taken by the church. This planet here was close to core, and had a hot world adjacent to it at Alpha Gindrum or whatever. This barren world has no atmosphere, so it can't become polluted, and it has extreme heat with rich transmutonics. So if we did want to go to war with the Luddic Church, Grockland would be like one such world that I would want to invade, but it was empty when I surveyed it, but it has been since taken. It's because it's so close to core. It was attractive. All right. So some of the other ones. Let's see. I think Anyang doesn't have a ton of growth potential, only because there's only 2 planets there, and neither would make for good military planets. Even though I like the system. Thanatos does have a lot of potential here with no atmosphere, extreme heat worlds. It does not have core proximity, but it does have proximity to Hera. And Hera has a pseudo breadbasket world with other extreme heat worlds with no... Actually, there is none with no atmosphere. So I would say probably I'm leaning towards Thanatos, as it checks a lot of boxes. I mean, it's not the best system I've ever found. It's just we can't hold out for amazing. All right, Macultus. I don't have survey data on this barren world. I might want survey data on that barren world first. At Macultus. Because if it's a hot world with no atmosphere, it checks boxes for me. Oh, I probably jumped in that slipstream too early. Are any close to a shunt? That's a good question. So, Macultus, no. But Thanatos and Hera... Thanatos, I think, is 2 light years outside of the shunt, but Hera would be within shunt range. Also just realized... Well, never mind. Gamma Ball Wom is outside of shunt range. I would have surveyed it if it was within. So the only system that we were really considering that was within shunt range would be Hera. So taking a look at Hera. Hera has 2 desert worlds, an arid world, and a toxic world. 2 of the desert worlds don't even have farmland. They're just kind of lower hazard rating with like pretty crummy mining on it. The one with farmland is poor farmland, and then the toxic world is extreme heat. I think so when you install a nanoforge, it will pollute planets that have atmospheres. So if you want to have a nanoforged orbital works, it's best to put it on a system that doesn't have an atmosphere. Can you have more than one system with a shunt? Yeah. What do you mean, actually? So this is extreme heat, no atmosphere, ultra rich ore, and abundant ore. That's a really nice military planet you have right there. So Macultus is also looking pretty sweet because it has this tundra world, which would be really good breadbasket. It will also grow quickly because it's decivilized. It just has a slightly higher hazard rating. But I think its detractor is it is outside of Pear's range. Yeah, 17 light years away, so this is not shunted. So Macultus, Hera, Anyang, or Thanatos. Let's have you guys pick. What planet to colonize? So there is MILF, or oh my god, okay, it really is MILF. Milfuel in Macultus, which is where I am now. Another potential would be Manticore in Thanatos. We could go for the 2 breadbasket worlds of Anyang. So Parnassus and Anyang. Or I think it was Ares, yes. Ares and Hera. Here's the poll. And if you're wondering, Parnassus and Anyang and Ares and Hera are within shunt range. Milfuel in Macultus and Manticore and Thanatos are not. And then, just for where they physically are, Thanatos is very far away from core over here. Hera's also very far away from core over here. Anyang is down here, again, far away from core, core being Bullet Show. And then Macultus also far away from core. Nothing is near core. Most of the other worlds around core have already been surveyed as well. And I don't think I overlooked any potential candidates. I wish there was a list here of like how many planets are within the solar system. So that's a major factor that you can't easily scan for. That's not a terrible system. These rocky metallics are probably no ammo hot. Where is that? Did I overlook one? Oh, it's way up north. Yeah. I don't think it would have been a popular option. But Khufu is a decent little farm world. Ares and Hera seem to be pulling ahead in the poll. It is a class 5 with the lowest hazard rating. Well, Parnassus also has a low hazard rating too. One of the advantages of Ares is it's also very close to Manticore. Ares and Manticore are only a few light years away from one another, so managing both of them is easier because they're just adjacent from one another. Their disadvantage is they're very far away from core, so the trade opportunities suck. Trade opportunities are really, really bad. Yeah, I only know of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 unclaimed class 5s. It's a short list. This would have been a really good choice too. Maybe I should have included that on the list. This could be a very easily militarized world. The only disadvantage it has transplutonic ore on its farm world, so it can't ever be nanite soiled. And then it has a hot, no atmo world adjacent to it. It's just west. But, you know, that would be an awesome planet to own too. So we're going to go with Hera. I'm going to call this a little early. So, current priority, colonize Hera. Or Ares, technically. Both. Let's get out of here. Is there any gates nearby? At Braxis. Okay, cool. I'm near some other star systems that I... Oh! Hang on a minute. We got a giant water world here. Just under my nose. Alright, this isn't a hot world, so it doesn't have that lovely fleet potential. Is this class 5? No, it isn't. The one I looked at earlier had 7 planets near current place. I just don't think it had any... My guess is I overlooked it just because it didn't have good first colonies. Because one of the major factors to consider is there an initial world to invest in that will be low hazard, high yield for trade, meaning mining or farming, more or less. Because that's your initial industries that you can generally set up. And if it doesn't have mining or farming potential, it's going to be a lot more expensive to ramp up. So I'm trying to colonize ones that are going to turn a profit within a few months rather than a few years. Because we want to make money now, not years from now. Because years from now, the hegemony will have colonized everything and there'll be nothing left. So yeah, right in Albari's neighborhood, this system has a ton of planets. You're not wrong about that. They're just not good colony planets. Hazard rating 200. This is toxic, so I'm sure its hazard rating is quite high. Barren bombardment, and rocky ice. So 5-planet system next to Albari, but no real colony, initial colony to be had there. Then there's this system, which is the Hypershunt system, which has 2 irradiated worlds and a volcanic world. So that's pretty not sexy. This has 3 systems: barren bombarded, and barren. Yeah. Kalimnos, which has a bunch of planets. Barren, gas, rocky metallic. This one's all like already colonized. The hedge came out here. I don't like that. That's really close to my home world. What the hell? Well, I guess it's pretty close to core too. Trinair system only has 1 planet. Yeah, so there's not a lot of good candidates around us. This is a binary system with a warning beacon. I think this is the super remnant world, if I recall. Nothing there. Yeah, so I just checked the neighborhood around Albari, and I came up dry. Did TT ever reemerge? Not that I know of. They don't have any faction info, so I'm assuming no. This is my home system. What the hell is this? It's a dram tanker I never found. Alright, free fuel. Works for me. Some anti-war protests between Persean League and Hegemony. I don't think that they're going to be effective in making sure the Persean League doesn't get smushed into nothing. But it's interesting that they're even happening. So we've got the heavy machinery, supplies. Oops. Don't want to buy that much fuel. Buy 2,000 fuel. A little bit more supplies. And then I'm going to want my crew about... Yeah. A little extra crew in case some crew dies in a storm. Okay, we are sorted. I'm going to refit for efficiency because we're not surveying anything new. Actually, I can leave behind most of the ships that I had, so we have a fairly skeleton crew, but that should be no issue at all. All right, we're good to go. Headed to Hera. Colonizing Ares. So it's all the way down there. What gates are known? So Algava's not too far away gate-wise to Hera. So maybe we'll slip surge to one day and then jump down to Algava. When I say super remnant world, I don't mean like an actual terminology. I mean it is a red beaconed, full of Ordos world. Because sometimes you get a system with a bunch of remnant fragments, and remnant fragments are all who cares, you know, like anyone can kill them. But remnant Ordo, well, that's a whole different matter. Remnant Ordo will mess your life up very fast if you don't take it seriously. Hey, Wasteland. Thanks for the raid again. Oh, some vintage story today. How'd it go? What were you working on a vintage story? Oh, I'm at the wrong world. Oh my god. How did that happen? At least I noticed before it was too late. You're right, I'm in Algava. Now, actually over to Hera. Whoa! Way too far. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Nex Revolution, which originally streamed live on Twitch May 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. And if you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow revolutionaries.